Hey there, Libra. It's me here, Krystal Clear, happy to deliver Spirit's insight for you for July 2024. I'm going to start by pulling 2 overall energy cards for the month as we come into July and 1 as we move out of July. So coming into the month, let's see what we've got. We got new home energy, moving in the right direction, movement in the right direction. Where is home? For you, Libra, of course, this is a general reading, so apply it as it resonates. But for some of you, you might be moving, or you might be contemplating a move, or thinking about where to live, or a new place to live, or buying realty somewhere else. And July, it's like you're ready, like you're looking in July, you're looking for that space. And if it's not a physical residential space, it could be like your internal home. Like, where do I feel home? Where do I feel connected? Where is my community? It's time for me to move in a direction where I feel more in alignment with the people who surround me. And for some of you, also it could be a job, like your coworkers, the company that you work for. Like, is this your home? Is this your place? There's a lot of contemplation about what does home look like for you. Is this your place? Is this your space with your people? Or is it time to move in a new direction? So let's check the energy as we leave the month. We got patience, please. Libra does not like that word patience. What is patience? There's always something that we can do, right? Okay, so patience, please, with the new home. Spirit is like, okay, it's the awareness that comes in, and maybe you are waiting for a new home and you're waiting on a approval for something, or looking for like that perfect place to show up. Spirit's like, don't rush this. Have some patience. It's maybe not going to come to fruition just here in July, but it is that like perspective definitely comes in. So even at the beginning, when we were talking about the energy coming into it, it was like the realization that it's time to move in a new direction. It's time to move in a forward direction. Wherever this is applying, Spirit is like, yes, that awareness comes in, and there's a magic that happens when you hold that vision for a moment. You know that you hold that vision in place. Libra being such a that sign that wants there to be balance and harmony in everything. Sometimes letting the unknown limbo a little too long can become maddening. So that's why sometimes it's more comfortable for Libra to just make the next decision, make the next decision, make the next decision, make it happen. And Spirit is like, hang on a second. Let the awareness trickle in, and then be patient as you hold it. It's kind of like if you're making soup. I don't know. If you're making soup and you, like, as soon as the soup starts boiling, you shut it off and you eat it. Like, it might be fine. You might burn your mouth, and ouch, that hurts sometimes, Libra. Sometimes that happens. But that's not usually how you get the most flavor from a soup. You want to let it simmer. You bring the temperature down. You let all the flavors kind of just come together. So it feels like July is that soupy month for you, Libra. Don't take it off the burner just yet. Let it simmer. Let it get some good flavors. But your clarity is coming in. There's definitely a clarity in your vision forward. So let's take a look at the weeks and see how they appear. We've got the 7 of Cups. We've got 6 of Wands for the second week. A 2 of Wands. There's that patience, please, kicking in the third week. There's that clarity for sure, that High Priestess coming in by the end of the month. So by the end of the month, and what I love about the High Priestess, it's not even to say you don't know that you have these decisions to make, right? Because talking about home, moving in the right direction, there's this knowingness right here at the beginning of the month with the 7 of Cups that there's a new decision that needs to be made. It's like you just know it's just not going to work in this way. And there has to be some decisions to be made that are in better alignment, that feel right, that aren't obligatory. It's not what you're supposed to do. It's not the nicey nice way to do things. It's not the crazy chaotic way to do things either. But it's like, this just isn't really working the way it's working, and it's time to make some moves. And that clarity like is definitely there at the beginning of the month, but by the end of the month there's the high priestess with the peace coming in. There's an acceptance and a knowing that, okay, this new direction is happening for me. I might not necessarily know exactly where it is headed, but I know that it is coming, and I'm going to be preparing my way and to be ready for when it does. And so that's really what the Six of Wands and the Two of Wands is all about. The Six of Wands is like that knowingness, that hope, that being excited, recognizing your dream, seeing it in front of you, ready to manifest it and draw it in. Like, I'm ready, I can see it. I know that there are decisions that need to be made, and it's like, I'm ready to take that step. And you're going to find a lot of areas in which when July comes that you feel very successful. It's like Spirit shows me you're checking off things on a list, knocking it out of the park, doing what you need to do to get it done. July is going to definitely be a month where you're like, okay, like, I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to do. I'm showing up at all the places I'm supposed to show up. And when this Two of Wands, and you're like, the things that don't work out, I know are like divine. It's like a divine pause, right? It's purposeful. It's a purposeful pause. The third week of July may be a little bit bogged down with, I don't know, usually it's like planning, paperwork, that kind of stuff. So if you're shifting into a new home and you're like trying to buy a house, maybe there's some hiccups with some of the paperwork that happens the third week. Like, you like, okay, I found the perfect place and now I need to like slow down. But there's peace that comes by the end of the month. You know that you're moving. There's like an end date. This third week hiccup is just, I don't know, it's just like a little bit more preparation needed than you thought. It moves on from this like, yay, hopeful, I can see this new direction that I'm moving into. Okay, well, now I have to like really prepare for what that looks like. But that's okay, because there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And by the end of the month, like when there's a card that says patience, please, and then you've got the high priestess, like this is the patience. This card just envelopes patience, embraces patience, expresses patience. Even the patience please card, it says that there are unforeseen factors that we have to overcome first. And that's what I believe happens that third week, as you notice that there's some paperwork, there's some, I don't know, technical things and technical snafus to overcome. But by that fourth week, you know you did what was needed to be done. You know that it's moving in the right direction that you wish for it to go, or you want it to go. And there's really a peace that comes by the end of July, which is good, because not for nothing, August brings Mercury retrograde. But we'll get into that next month's reading. So it's a good time to go into being peaceful, is what I'm trying to say. Going into a Mercury retrograde season with peace is definitely needed. But it feels like everything, wraps itself up here in July or early on in August. So hold steady. Trust that everything is developing the way that it is supposed to. And so let's pull some Spirit's advice. I was going to say, I like the Speak True card when it comes out for Libra, because it's almost like a balance with the sword. Like balancing the things you need to say and the things you don't need to say. And that's what I felt like with the 6 and the 2 of Wands, because the 6 is very, personable, very networky, awards, recognition, just being with people and kind of taking the limelight, if you will. And then the 2 of Wands is very like, okay, quiet, time to like walk it like I talk it, time for me to bring the truth to the situation, to make sure that I'm doing things accurately and properly and crossing my T's and dotting my I's. So Spirit's encouraging you that as you balance, which is a beautiful Libra thing, as you balance these two parts of you, be sure to remember yourself, High Priestess. Like, what is it that you're clarity on? What is your focus? Where is that new direction you're moving in? Yeah, it should be kind of easy, right? Even if it's uncomfortable, encourage effortlessness. That's when you know you're kind of on the right track, is because it is flowing and it's almost easy. I don't want to say it's super easy, because it takes vulnerability to move through discomfort, and you have to take action sometimes when you don't want to, but there's an effortlessness to it, a greater ease that you can work with. It feels like, okay, I'm on the right path, even if there are things that are gonna pop up that might be unforeseen factors. I can handle it, and I know I can handle it because I'm doing all of the things that I'm supposed to do. Yeah, burn sacred fire. I love that. As you go about your month and you're doing all of the things that you do, trust what like doesn't work out. Some of those restrictions, some of those where Spirit's like there's some unforeseen factors, trust them, and trust that what doesn't work out isn't meant to, you know. Burn sacred fires. Some bridges, you know, we'll keep going back over them unless we burn them. So some bridges need to be burned in order for us to move forward. And fire lights the way in the direction that we're moving in. So I love just the imagery of fire that Spirit is bringing up, perhaps on these moon energies, maybe with the full moon, which is usually towards the later of the month, maybe July 21st or so. But look towards the full moon at the end of July and maybe do a safe fire burn where you can just, you know, as you move into this new direction, you can write and burn a letter that just releases anything that's no longer in alignment with the direction that you're moving in. And I feel like that can be a really healing experience for you. So hope that this helps. I'm wishing you all the very best July, Libra, and lots of love always. Take care.